What's going on, everybody? It's Matt, aka the Lumberjack Landlord, here for segment number 2. Often imitated, never duplicated. Mike Zuber, one rental at a time. I got lots of those, Mike. All day long, I can do that.
I may need to steal that one. That is a sexy introduction. Often imitated, never copied. I like that.
Yeah. Happy to help, Mike. Happy to help. So, segment number 2 that we wanted to make sure that we covered is, what are some of the biggest things that you're seeing on YouTube? Obviously, there is just a massive amount of data out there. And we want to be, we really spend a lot of our time not being clickbaity, delivering data, delivering information. So what are some of the biggest things that you're kind of seeing on YouTube that just are, kind of your, on a scale of 1 to 10 and 11 on cringeworthy?
Yeah. So the first thing I'll say is on the good news is it seems to be real estate investing as a path to wealth is on an uptick, right? Financial education, right? Because I've been on my YouTube channel is over 2.5 years old now. And when I started, there was like, I don't know, let's call it a dozen folks putting out content. About half of them were real and half of them were made up stuff.
Yep.
So the content's going up, but with the content comes trends. And unfortunately, what I'm seeing now is a couple of things that freak me out. A couple of them are 11 or 12s. And the first one is negativity sells. And a lot of people are using the word crash in the headlines. 2021 crash. I mean, Ken McElroy, right? Somebody who's in Rich Dad Hall of Fame, came out with a crash video. You and I bet our portfolios against his that he was wrong. And he was flat out wrong. He called for a 40% drop. And that got a lot of clicks, a lot of subscribers because people are like, cool, 40% drop.
Yeah.
I'll go buy that house I missed in 2010. That's what they're thinking, right?
Well, he's not been that far off so far. We're only up 6 this year. So you got a long way to go. You got that you got that +6 to make up plus the -40. And I think the funny thing is too, is that you and I have talked a lot about, hey, we fully expect there to be a correction. We just think that people's timing is wrong. The timing is just wrong. That's all. We're not saying it's up and infinity and beyond. And it's never going to stop. Hey, listen, if you hear anybody saying that, they are morons and they have not been in this business for nearly long enough time. And let me caution everybody too. I'm not saying that anybody that's been in the business for only 11 years doesn't know what they're talking about, but they largely have no experience with a down market. And that's a big thing. Think about that. 11 years, somebody could have been a real estate agent or an investor, and they have not seen a down market in 11 years. Now, usually it's 7, right, Mike? And that's something that kind of keeps us honest, but talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things you have to appreciate in that statement. If you were buying houses in 2012, or frankly, multifamily, right? That's the real thing, right? This multifamily value add stuff. You could have been the biggest moron, paid 10% over asking price, got the worst financial instruments out there, paid the highest interest rate, and still made a shit ton of money.
Exactly.
That's just where we were in the market, right? Now, if you take that experience, wrap it around momentum, and you're starting to tell other people do it at the peak or near the peak, it's just horrific advice. But back to the idea of a crash. It just can't happen, right? People don't understand. When you're in the market every day, you see what's happening. And what's happening in my market is we are at record low inventory. Right. If you take a market, which Fresno is 1 million people, rough and tough, and you even break down the MLS into segments, right? Because everybody should know there's a median, right? There's a middle. And above the middle, those are the rich people, right? Right. They are typically going to be homeowners, not renters, right? It's hard to cash flow Boardwalk and Park Place, to use a monopoly analogy.
That's right.
It's great to own them. Right. If you want to flex, go flex, but that's not where you're going to get cash flow rentals, right? You're going to go to the opposite end of the monopoly board. And if you break down my market to below the median, we're at days of inventory.
That's right.
How the hell can you have 40% drop when you have days of inventory? We're not talking months. We're not even talking weeks. We're counting days of inventory.
Yeah.
It's supply and demand. It's the simplest economics discussion ever out there. And it just can't happen.
Guys, I'm a 9th grade dropout, and even I understood how this goes, like, it's not hard. And the crazy thing is too, is you look at it and you say, did you see the house in DC, the one that went on? Yeah.
Yeah. 67 cash offers or something.
So yeah. 67 cash, or I think it was even the 70s, 76 cash offers,
Oh, 76,
88
yeah.
total offers in 4
Yeah.
days. The house was listed for 275 and sold for 460, all cash, 10-day close, no contingencies. Guys, that might be a sign inflation's coming. I'm not saying it definitely is, but that might be a sign inflation's
Well, how about the one
coming.
you sent me the other day in Berkeley,
Berkeley.
California?
Yeah.
Going for $1 million. Just a cool meal. Just a nice
Yeah.
round $1 million over asking.
Yeah. I mean, what do you say to your agent when they're like, well, so we'd really like to see about, 2.2 or 2.3 out of the house. All right. Yeah. I mean, I think that might be a little bit aggressive, but let's throw it on for that. And they throw it on for 2.3. And within 10 days, they have so many offers that somebody was actually up at 3.3. 3.3, $1 million on a 2.3 house, not $1 million on a $20 million house, $1 million on a 2.3. Guys, that's insanity. That is a sign that there's a little bit too much cash in the system. And so recognizing that it's going to be tough to compete with the guys that have that kind of cash and are going to be buying that type of product, to Mike's point, no one's buying Park Place and Boardwalk and renting them out. We're spending a lot more of our time on Connecticut Avenue and those areas down the lower side of the board, right after you've refreshed and got your $200 for passing go.
Yeah, it's light blue, right? It's what,
Yeah,
Connecticut,
yeah.
Vermont, and New Hampshire. I don't know what the third one is.
It's something like that. It's close.
Yeah,
it's close.
Yeah.
But yeah, right.
That's where I'd be. Light blue.
Yeah. Not in Baltic. We're not spending any
No.
time in Baltic. Nope. Never, ever.
Light blue.
Yeah, but every once over on Illinois Ave in the reds, or St. Charles Place in the yellows.
Yeah,
those are all great spots. Yeah, but once you round that corner into the green, and or even Marvin Gardens in the yellow, now you're starting to get out. Yeah, little expensive, guys. Yeah, exactly.
Run away.
Enjoy losing money and but hey, I own that. Well, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Do you want to own it for Instagram or do you want to make some money? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, guys, just don't be overly concerned with all that you're seeing on YouTube. Seek out truth. Doing your homework is not just the property side. It's really kind of understanding the economics and the economy and kind of how things are going. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I hear so often, Mike, I think right now is, from investors, I don't want to overpay. There's a really simple way to not overpay. Do the numbers work?
Yeah.
Do the numbers work?
Yeah. What is overpay, right? So for me, it's very simple, right? I've done the work in my market and I can tell you the yield in my market is 6%.
Yes.
Now, I'm not here to argue whether 6% is good or bad. I don't care. I'm not investing in any other market, so I can only deal with the hand I'm dealt.
That's right.
So my job is to do deals at 7, 8, and 9. If I see a deal listed that produces 8, that means I can offer a little bit more down to 7, but once it gets to a bidding war, I'm out. Folks, there is so much power in knowing your numbers, doing the math. And, oh, by the way, the other thing I want you to realize is that the perfect storm that has happened over the last 12 months to drive inventory nationally from 3.3 to 1.03 million homes is reversing. It is going to reverse slow. It is still going to have multiple bidding wars until, we get back to this kind of 2.5, 2.8 level. It is coming. It is time to get prepared. You don't get ready when the market changes. You get ready now so you are ready when the market changes.
That's right. In the next 90 to 120 days, you need to be doing your homework, getting ready, because that's when you're going to start to see that turn. We're already in selling season. We're going to see a lot of that, but then it used to slow down a little bit in the summertime, right? And because people are going on vacations and doing those sorts of things, and they don't want their house on the market while they're trying to enjoy their summer and that sort of thing. But if you do your homework now and you're prepared now, you're going to quickly understand as soon as something comes on, hey, that's a deal. Oh, yep, that's a deal right there. And a lot of times, a lot of investors say this, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell.
Yeah. And the whole point of all of this is too many YouTubers out there are trying to scare you into lack of activity.
That's right.
That is exactly the wrong thing to do. We are at inflection points. You make your money at inflection points in real estate, either up or down. And we are about to come out of a trough of inventory that we will likely never see again, because the perfect storm, knock on wood, will never happen like this again. But man, the opportunities that I see in front of us are because 2020 was hard.
Yeah.
I don't like writing 250 offers and getting nothing. That sucks.
Yeah.
It's going to be different this year.
It was less fun than it should have been.
Yeah, no, for lots of reasons.
Yeah, for lots of reasons. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, we're all shooting for that Trading Places, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy moment. Just clicking up tickets and buy when you know the answer. And the answer is always what it is, which is a great deal is a great deal, because it's based on what your rate is. It's based on what your package is. It's based on what it's returning in that market. It's based on all of these things. And so if you're doing those good and great deals, that's where you need to end up. Mike, your last thoughts?
Yeah, the last thing I want to tell you is real estate investing is a journey that once you're on, the power is immense. So 2020 was hard for lots of people, but here's the deal. The federal government forced interest rates lower. So I restructured millions of dollars in debt and my cash flow went up thousands of dollars a month. Real estate, single family homes were in high demand. So I was able to raise rents on single family homes to the tune of thousands of dollars a month. And oh, by the way, while I wrote 250 offers on market deals and got nothing, I was still able to add 6 properties to my portfolio and add thousands of dollars a month. Folks, do the work, get in the journey, never stop. And you too can add thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to positive cash flow every month.
Thus saith Mike the Hammer Zuber. The Hammer. I remember some of the videos in the beginning. He was just like, I'm like a hammer. And I'm like, he is. And guys, that's the mentality that it takes. Because again, I always tell people there's like, I'm so sick of hearing that analogy, but hey, I'm going to use it again. And it is, I don't have to outrun the bear. I only have to outrun you. That's it. That's all I got to do. That's what a lumberjack does. I don't have to outrun the bear. I only got to outrun you. You're going to be his snack, not me. So, again, guys, this market is exactly that same thing. Put yourselves in a position where you've done the work, put yourselves in a position where you've capitalized properly and you've got things lined up. That way, when you see, you can act faster, you can act more diligently, you can be on top of that deal, execute and get it done. So that's what we're focused on. So guys, stay tuned for the third segment here on Lumberjack Landlord. We're going to be covering, guys, there's so much information out there. Mike and I are going to be covering step 1, just step 1, because that's the first step that you got to take, but take that step 1. Mike, thanks so much for the time. We'll see you on the other side.
You got it, brother.
Thanks.